Okay.
Good morning, folks. This little video is being recorded. I'm here with Mike Crossan with Playa Hotels and Resorts, or I should say Hotels and Resorts. They are located in different islands in the Caribbean, and Michael was kind enough to give us a few minutes out of his busy schedule this morning to answer a couple of questions about his product. Michael, thank you for being here. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Nice to be with you.
Thank you. Michael, if you could tell me and tell the audience how you would differentiate your product from your competition. Let's face it, there is a lot out there in the Caribbean, which is a big part of my business as well as yours. There are a lot of all-inclusives out there. What makes your product stand out from your competition? If you could give us a couple minutes on that, I'd appreciate it.
Absolutely. You know, excuse me, when this company was developed, they had four main pillars in mind. And to start off was location, location, location. Very much like real estate. If you have a great location, it's a much easier sell, but it's also much more attractive to the client. And we really do feel, if you look at all of our different destinations, we have one of the best locations in each and every one of them. The second thing is people today obviously very much love food and beverage. And everybody likes to say they have gourmet food. And I actually can't stand that term because it means something different to everybody who watches this video right now. What I like to say is we have inspired food. And the reason I use the term inspired is because with our properties, even though we have 7 locations in Mexico, 7 different locations in Jamaica, and 4 in the Dominican, each and every one of those properties sits in a unique area in terms of the cuisine. So in Mexico, Cabo, Cancun, Puerto Vallarta, even Playa del Carmen has a different way of cuisine that they cook. So at our properties, every property has one restaurant that is dedicated strictly to that type of cuisine. Excuse me, got a frog in my throat. So each property has up to 10 restaurants. All of them are totally all-inclusive. There is no upcharge, but they have the cuisine from the area it sits in. And we do the same thing with cocktails. If you didn't live in Cancun, you wouldn't know. We have a cocktail or two of the day, it's called. And we make it something that's unique to that area. We have all the premium alcohol and drinks, but something that's different. And people come back over and over asking for the same thing or something they try differently. So it truly does inspire you. We all have world-class spas at all of our locations. Some of them are up as large as 30,000 square feet. So you can get any of the treatments you're truly looking for. And I think the biggest thing that differentiates us, we're not the largest by any means. Our largest hotel we are actually going to open in November will be in Cap Cana. It'll be 750 rooms. And I like to tell people, I heard a story once and I had to think about it when she said it. She says, "You obviously work here, don't you?" And I said, "Yes." She said, "Well, I'm a little concerned." I go, "Why is that?" She goes, "I love your resort. It's beautiful." I said, "Okay, that's great." She says, "There's nobody here." She says, "We don't have to fight for chairs and all that." She says, "I'm a little concerned you're not going to be in business." We were at 98% occupancy. So we really do want people not to have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, go down, put towels on the chairs, line up for food. So that's something we keep in mind. And the most important thing to me, that comes back to service. And you're going to see the staff walking around and they put their hand on their heart. And the first time I went to our property, I asked, "What do we do? Hire a bunch of people with heart conditions?" They're all grasping their heart. But it actually is a sign and term of endearment and love. And very much like a cruise cabin, Stuart, where they know your name after day one, our staff is the same way. And we find it carries over. Even when people are leaving or going through the airport, we'll see people doing it back and forth to each other. So we know where they were. And it is something that's very unique to us. So it's called service in the heart. And then we also have a couple other little unique things. We have rum and tequila sommeliers. Obviously, tequila is in Mexico, rum throughout the Caribbean. So it's just something like that, little things that differentiate us from our competitors. We all have world-class rooms in terms of great accommodations from entry level up through swim-out spas with butlers. So that's our difference.
Beautiful. And Michael, you mentioned that you have several different places in the Caribbean. If I heard you correctly, you said Jamaica, Mexico, and the Dominican Republic.
Yes.
So basically, I mean, they're going to have different flavors. I mean, obviously, like you said, in Mexico, you got to have different types of food and different types of food, perhaps in Cancun versus Cabo, to the Dominican Republic, to Jamaica. And, you know, in Jamaica, it's well known for their rum. Is there one resort perhaps that's better for somebody that's going as a first timer to an all-inclusive, or is that a misnomer?
I think it is somewhat a misnomer. I think the one thing that is unique is you really have to find out whether you want to go to a family style resort or you want to go to an adult only. So that differentiates right away. And the second thing is price point, because we really feel with the product throughout the brand, there is a price point for everyone because it doesn't fit. If you're expecting a luxury, you maybe wouldn't be as happy with like our Panama Jack, because even though the amenities are similar, it's still a step down from the Ziva Zalaras and some of the Hiltons and so forth.
Got you. Got you. Well, Mike, that is very helpful. And I appreciate it. I thank you for taking your time this morning. I know you're on the West Coast a little earlier than we are here, and I appreciate it. So thank you very much for that.